Welcome to the Numerology and Astrology for August 17th, 2021. If you add all those numbers together, you get a 21. And if you add the 2 and the 1 together, you get the number 3. Today, the number 3 should put a smile on some faces and a skip in our step. While there are astrological things happening, why not smile rather than frown? A smile shows a kind heart. A smile shows a willingness to connect. A smile is an opening. A smile is hope. We all have had terrible things happen to us, but rather than letting those things beat us down, we have a choice to show that no matter what has happened, our hearts are still soft and tender. Try to never let life close down our hearts. Make a choice that love is tender and kind, even in the face of hate and the terrible things that humans can do to others. Then practice being kind, even if you are not feeling good in that moment. I guarantee that if you do, you will feel better instantly. The best accessory or makeup is a beautiful and bright smile. The astrology today. The moon calls for more adventure in this engaging sign of Sagittarius. This Jupiter-ruled sign loves its freedom, and when it semi-squares to Chiron, know that Chiron seems to want to shorten such a flight of fancy. Today may start off wonderful, but then it ends up feeling like the quest must now have a deeper meaning. At this astrology, as this astrology calls us to dive deeper, notice that it is also calling to something within our core. I know that these shifts for some can be extreme, and as awareness lights up the darkness within, we can find ourselves in a sort of crisis. When we notice that we are potentially out of alignment with our spiritual something within, and that thing calls to us to make a change, often those changes are enormous in ways that we cannot totally understand. Too often we follow paths that others laid out for us because at some point it becomes clear that they are leading us away from ourselves. We are being asked to look closely at something before we push ahead. Perhaps we actually need something else. Mercury and the Sun decide to joust with Pluto, always an interesting moment. Such things tend to create mental and emotional attention. While we may want to make a decision, handling the current problems is how to begin to shift out of the old and into the new. While we can look cautiously at things and the way things are playing out, we also know that others will not accept blindly or agree because of their own karmic journey. Some people want to see our position as a personal attack to their superior knowing. It may seem silly, but some are deadly serious about their position. That is why often death has the final say in many matters. After all, it is not up to any of us. It is up to a greater power clearly in control that is sorting those willing to change from those unwilling to shift. While things seem to move at a pace that causes impatience, know that allowing things to move slowly but consistently is a powerful way to build things with integrity, and that will stand up against the onslaught of time. My quote for today is actually based on my blog that you're going to hear in a minute. So sorry, they're kind of probably should be in a reverse order. But anyway, here we go. This is my quote for today. Amazing the differences in the views between those who have nothing and those who get to choose. Perhaps we can learn to appreciate the gifts rather than find reason to throw good things off cliffs. I hope for a world where sanity returns. I wish for a society that from their mistakes learns. To all those who suffer and potentially die, I hope those souls can learn to not deny some gifts that are offered with a sincere heart. Together is how we learn to be a society that is smart. And my blog for today. So I found out today that in Iran, the Pfizer shot is $5,000 on the black market. While they have the Chinese and the Russian versions, they want the Pfizer. And here we get it for free, and too many will not take it. I find that interesting. One of my friend's mothers came all the way over from Iran. She is getting both shots while she is here, thrilled to pieces that she can get it. COVID is horrible in Iran. What they are witnessing is terrifying beyond belief. And here we sit, still stuck in patterns. Those that are a part of that world do not circle in my close reality. I prefer to live in a world of hope, life, and love. I recognize that many cannot see their own emotional suffering and denial. They cannot seem to touch their rage without them choosing to manifest such moments so they can unleash it out into the world and then see it, potentially. Perhaps because of the consequences of that, externalized rage and hurt can finally be understood as the toxicity that it is, and that is what is killing the world. Thanks, everyone.